Well, one of the veterans who will be climbing aboard the honor flight is 89-year-old Ralph Johnson of Lafayette. Johnson sits down with News Channel 18's Krista Henry to share his story from the war.
This was at Camp Ellis. You can see the sergeant stripes on my arm.
68 years have passed since veteran Ralph Johnson decided to serve his country. At 89 years old, Johnson remembers the day he left for World War II like it was yesterday.
And I can remember my father took me to the train station when I boarded the train to go to the West Coast. And he had tears in his eyes because he says, "You know, you're going to the infantry." He says, "I don't like that."
Johnson was just 21 years old when he enlisted in the service. He'd finished boot camp, and then he was called overseas to fight the war as an American soldier.
I was scared most of the time. There's no doubt about that. I was very, very scared. I did a lot of praying.
Those prayers helped him get through each day and each battle, and especially when his close friend was killed during combat.
And I recovered his billfold, pictures of his girl, his watch, and several other personal things from the Japanese soldiers. And we packaged him up and sent him to his parents.
Looking through old pictures.
This was about 5 days before the fighting ended, or maybe 10 days before the fighting ended on Okinawa.
Reminiscing about the war.
I would sit on deck with my knife and carve these letters of the islands that I had visited.
Even 68 years later, many memories are still painful. Foot patrol at night brought its own set of terrors.
The scary part was that you would get shot by the people, your own people, because they might wake up in a stupor and not be aware that this was an American soldier coming back.
Johnson's time overseas wasn't all painful. One of his favorite memories was when he rested for 3 days on the battleship Texas.
They said, "What do you want to know about the Texas and what would you like?" And I said, "Well, I'd like to see you when you fire the big guns." So the 14-inch guns were fired.
But as this hero relives the past and reflects on the good and bad memories, he says he's looking forward to the future and says he's just thankful to be alive today.
I just know that somebody was looking after me, because there were too many times that I was being shot at and somebody else got hit. I feel I'm the luckiest guy that I know. Absolutely. A charmed life.
And that was Krista Henry reporting. Krista will be joining Johnson and the other vets on their trip to Washington. News Channel 18 will bring you an update from the trip once they all return home.